Hey, it's Musashi. A lot of you may know that I've been a cook my entire career, and my parents are also restaurateurs. They opened up a sushi restaurant in the Hamptons when I was born, and it's the only job I've ever seen them work. So it's been around for about 29 years. They're first generation immigrants, and so they risked everything to move here to America. They work 6 days a week. They seldom take breaks or holidays, and just this past week, they finally retired. A lot of the guests at the restaurant have been telling my parents congratulations, while their friends in Japan are asking them why they're retiring. And that just goes to show that strong Japanese work ethic. Because I guess in Japan, if you're able-bodied, then why retire if you can keep working and contributing to the community? There were a lot of factors in play for my parents' retirement, but overall, my dad is 72 and my mom is in her late 60s, and they're just really, really tired. My dad told me when they were closing that the best time to close a restaurant is when it's busy, and not because you have to, but it's because you have the choice to. I'm really happy for them, and they deserve this rest. So after 29 years, the restaurant has finally closed. And we wanted to show you a little behind the scenes of that last day. It was really emotional for all of us. And we just wanted to share with you what happened. We hope you enjoy.
Wow. Hello. So we are currently en route to West Hampton Beach, to the sushi restaurant. As you probably know from watching this video, today is the last service at the restaurant. Musashi's little sister is sleeping here. His parents have had a sign on the restaurant door kind of announcing the closure for the past few weeks now. So they've been telling us that people have been coming in crying, really sad about the closing, and so they're not taking any walk-ins tonight. Everyone who's there has made a reservation. Normally, like when I first met Musashi and we would go help out at the restaurant, Musashi would be behind the sushi bar, but since they have that covered, he's gonna do front of house tonight. So I think one common question that people ask Musashi is if Musashi's parents ever expected him to take over the restaurant. And so do you want to talk about that?
I think after I came back from Japan, I've had conversations with my dad about taking over, and he's always talked to me about the beauty of owning a restaurant yourself and like being behind the sushi counter and watching people grow up throughout the years. Like kids would come in and then they would like start their own families, and their kids would come in, and it's like this beautiful circle of life that you see unfolding in front of you. And he kind of wanted that for me, but after working in the industry for a while, I think I just have different ambitions. He also was like a big part of the community early on. He made a lot of friends there. I just couldn't envision myself spending my life there.
Why do you think the restaurant has lasted for 29 years?
Part of the success is due to the fact that my dad keeps the flavor of what he makes very consistent. It has changed very, very little throughout all these years. And I think people come back because they like that consistency. And he's also listened to a lot of customer feedback, because he is behind the counter most of the time. He'll really take to heart what people like about the food or didn't like, and he'll add things onto the menu. Like, he does a lot of these like custom rolls for people that they come back for. It makes people feel really special. I think that's one of the charms about Sushi One. I think that's why people are gonna miss it a lot, is because there's that real personal touch that you get through my parents. Even my mom, like through front of house, will remember guests' names, and like, oh, like even if she doesn't remember their name, she'll be like, oh, your son went to Colgate. Like, how is he doing? Oh, did he graduate? Like, you know, like she remembers these like very minute details. People really love that. So there's that. They've been doing that for this whole time. So
The thing that kind of like accelerated the closure was basically just logistics around an apartment complex that they own for staff members. And basically, it was looking like they would lose that apartment. And I think at that point, Musashi's dad took it as a sign, like, okay, it's time to close the restaurant. They've been thinking about closing the restaurant for a few years. But I think this was just kind of like the forcing function.
we have a family friend named Yasu. He's known my dad since like way, way, way back. And he told me the story of when he was working at La Sushi. He would work until like midnight, 1 o'clock, and then he would sleep at the restaurant on the bags of rice, and then wake up at like 4 to start prepping, because it was like, this was like peak season. People were like taking their boats from Manhattan and driving all the way to the Hamptons to pick up my dad's sushi. Like, that's how popular it was. And my dad was just working round the clock. It's nice to know that he'll be able to rest for a little bit.
But he's already kind of planning how he wants to work in retirement.
Yeah, Emmy had mentioned, my sister, that they're already thinking of what they want to do next. So it's wild.
Very restless.
Yeah.
Very restless. Do you have a favorite memory from when you were younger at the restaurant?
I always tell the story of when my friend Oscar was over for a sleepover, and then this is at like 8:30, and my dad barges into the room. We're like, oh shit, like, what are you doing here? He's like, guys, our dishwasher just quit. You guys, like, I need you for like an hour, just an hour, I'll pay you money. And we're like 8 years old at the time or something. We're like, huh, like what? And then yeah, we went into the restaurant, and I was so short, he set up a little crate for me to stand on while I was washing dishes, and then Oscar was polishing and like putting away dish. I can't imagine what he was thinking. It's a family business, you know. Duty calls. You gotta show up.
His parents have had basically no other job for as long as like Musashi's known them. They started the restaurant the same year that Musashi was born, which I think is also why it's pretty emotional. Like, the restaurant is the same age as Musashi, and so in a lot of ways it's just, oh.
I feel like in a way, with the restaurant closing, it feels like part of my life is closing. Like, that is like an old chapter of me, and I feel like with this new chapter with Jasmine especially, it feels like blossoming into like post Sushi One adult life, thinking about moving to California and all these like future plans. It's kind of fitting in a way, at least that's the way I see it.
So it's almost 4 o'clock, and 4 is when the restaurant will open. And then I think service will run until maybe 9 or 10 or so. And then afterwards, we'll have like a party. We picked up cake from Masaki earlier, who's the pastry chef at Musashi's current restaurant. The cake is just so beautiful. So we're going to take out the cake around 9 to celebrate. And then I don't really know what will happen like later tonight. I guess we'll just kind of see like if people stay, maybe just stay in the restaurant. So we'll see how it all goes. Okay, bye-bye.
Can you close the...
Yeah. guys take the shot?
Retro, maybe they'll push retro.
Yeah, it's like soul building.
That's kind of cool. なんだこれ。
いや、これはもう後藤さんとかみんな来るからさ。
Oh, okay. They're gonna be here.
It tastes different in the sushi one.
Yeah, you need the atmosphere.
Yeah, you need the atmosphere. Cheers. Cheers. Cheers.
Don't drink too much of this. No, like in your retirement.
Bye bye. Take care. Bye.
For a second, I thought you were saying you wanted me to come into work this
Yeah.
Yeah, no, if there's anything else I can do.
Retirement! Retirement! Woo! When we heard from Musashi's parents that they wanted to close the restaurant, we knew we wanted to do kind of like a video documenting everything, if anything, just for the family and to honor the restaurant itself. And the night before this last day that we showed you, I was thinking through kind of like a little bit of a storyboard of what we would want to say with this video. And I was expecting it to be really like sad and nostalgic because that's, I think, how we felt leading up to this day. There's been just so much buildup to this restaurant's closing and a lot of sadness around that. But what I think we were both a little bit surprised by is how, I don't know, at peace I feel like everyone is around the decision. We ended up staying the night after that last service, and the next day we took some photos in front of the restaurant. And Musashi kind of like stayed behind to help his parents move out, break things down, throw away things, move some of the supplies from the restaurant to their own house. And since then, his parents have already had a jumpstart to enjoying retirement. They were able to enjoy dinners with us in the city, spend Thanksgiving with us, sleep over at our apartment without needing to worry about going to work the next day. And so I actually think one of the surprising things is, despite how I was kind of planning for this like story, if you will, to be a bit sad, I actually realized that day after that the feeling is more happy and at peace than anything. And so I guess as kind of the person who's like behind the scenes, capturing a lot of the content, editing the video, I wanted to say congratulations to Musashi and his family for a really amazing run at the restaurant. And while we're sad, we're really excited for his family and his parents to enjoy this next chapter too. So So we hope you enjoyed this video. And also, if you happen to be watching and you have visited Sushi One before, thanks for visiting and for supporting his family for the past 29 years. So we'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.